Well, from a barn burner like that, at the barn we shift to the vault. Husker fans are hoping for another lockdown performance from their team, trying to extend the nation's longest winning streak. Big Ten basketball is sponsored by Hilton, and tonight the 16-0, 8th-ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers are in town and back home to take on the Oregon Ducks. We welcome you courtside alongside my partner Bruce Weber. I'm Kevin Kugler. Last week, big week for Nebraska. There's no doubt about that, but the hype starting to build. Now can they refocus amidst all the noise?
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing for Coach Hoiberg and their staff. Can that buzz not affect the players? This is a maturity game. They have had slow starts at home. They've been behind at halftime, several teams this year, so they got to come ready to play.
Well, let's check out your starting lineups, and those starting lineups are sponsored by Hilton, and it's been 9 different starting lineups this year for the Oregon Ducks, but if you're an Oregon fan, you notice one big name missing, and that's Jackson Shellstad.
Yeah, it's been a nightmare for Coach Altman. I've been through it. I know what it's like. You just got to coach. You got to get the most out of your guys. The problem is he needs guard play, and when you don't have Jackson Shellstad there, it makes it really, really tough for him.
Sold out house in Lincoln, Nebraska, and they're ready for the Huskers to get going again. Rink Mast. Nate Biddle will jump it up. Nebraska has won 20 consecutive games dating to last year at the Crown. Trying to extend that tonight against an Oregon team desperate for a win.
Yeah, there's no doubt. 20 wins in a row, that's pretty good, Kevin.
Pretty good.
And in anybody's book, and Oregon, Dana Altman has done an unbelievable job there, and they just struggled, but every game is different. You never know.
There's Wei Lin. First possession for Oregon, the skip pass to Takai Simpkins. 4 to shoot, Simpkins inside, and the rebound for Hoiberg.
Actually a decent possession. They knew they were going to post track, got it to the weak side. Simpkins has just got to make that shot. The one of the best things that the Ducks do is rebound.
And one of the best things Nebraska does is play connected basketball, and they find Hoiberg there for the first two.
It's great back pick, easy layup. Sam Hoiberg is one of the better cutters in the league.
Biddle crumbling down to the floor. He has battled an ankle problem. He's slow to get back up. Mast with an open 3 as a result, and Berke Buchtengel there to get the offensive rebound.
Gotta hope Biddle's not hurt. He's had that ankle. He's really struggled. He's continued to battle.
Huskers missed that look from Buchtengel in the corner, and the rebound ends up in the hands of Wei Lin, who will bring it up.
We know we're going to see some threes today. There's no doubt about that from both ball clubs.
Both teams lighted up from beyond the arc, at least from a shooting standpoint. Will they make enough threes? That's the big question. Simpkins will try a 3 for Oregon. They really struggled at the guard spot against Ohio State. The tie-up will give it to Nebraska. Both Simpkins and Lin combined 1 of 15 from 3 against Ohio State. Fred Hoiberg in his 7th season, the best start to a season in program history this year, and to the bench he goes with Braden Frager checking in early.
Sam Hoiberg ran off the court to the locker room. I'm not sure what happened there. Hopefully just an equipment adjustment.
Well, they need Sam Hoiberg on the floor. He is such an important part of what they do on both ends.
Yeah, he's the ultimate glue guy. Obviously, coach's son. Just, 3 years ago, I would have never dreamed where he is now. One of the top assist guys, not only in the league, in the country, top and one of the better steal guys in the league. Just does so many things for them.
3rd in the nation assist to turnover ratio. Here's Mast in traffic. Buchtengel with 5 to shoot. 2 to shoot. Buchtengel, a lot of contact, can't get the roll, and the rebound for Kwame Evans. One big strength of Oregon is the glass, especially in the offensive side, but they're a good rebounding team overall.
Yeah, they have size. There's no doubt about that. They crash the glass, especially on the offensive end.
Oh, everything but the bucket, and then a foul is called. Simpkins going baseline, and the whistle inside is going to send Takai Simpkins to the line for a pair.
Just talking to the Oregon staff, they really need, it's hard to get the ball in the paint against Nebraska, but they got to get the ball in the paint. They got to get some easy ones. That'll make the 3-ball much easier.
First foul on Rink Mast. To the line, Simpkins, 78% this year. Keep an eye on the top of the screen by the bench. He's pointing to his shoe, and he's saying, I've got to get out and get this fixed. So hopefully you're right, Coach, an equipment issue.
Usually the managers have the new shoes right behind the bench, but we'll see what happens. I hope he's back.
Here comes Frager. Frager got a screen from Lawrence, and the three a little bit strong, rebounded by Biddle.
Frager had the huge second half at Indiana. He struggled in the first half, but got it going. What a run they had to finish that game.
Ball tipped around. It ends up with Simpkins. Nebraska's slow start offensively. 1 for 5 from the floor and 0 for 3 from 3.
Yeah, and I talked about it at the start that they had struggled at home, and they've been behind North Dakota, Winthrop at halftime. So and then now they picked it up. Obviously, they're undefeated, so they get it going. But I'm sure Coach Hoiberg would like them to get going at a little better pace here.
4-2 start. Lawrence. Here's Frager on the attack. Out to Mass. Toes the line. There's the three. The first of the night for Nebraska.
You got to love the possession. You get paint touches. You keep moving the ball side to side. And what happens? You break down the defense. The easy three for Mass.
Lynn, 10 to shoot. Lynn will launch the three. Good answer for Oregon. And the young man who came over from China after spending 3 years in the Chinese Basketball Association.
He got here actually late. He almost when school started mid-late September, so he hasn't been around it. Just trying to get a feel of it. Had a huge game at Rutgers last week.
Not only trying to get a feel for the game here, but trying to get a feel for the language as well, as Hoiberg rejoins the Nebraska bench. Here's Sanford on the drive, the dump down to Buchtengel, who's fouled, and he'll go to the line for a pair after the timeout. Oregon with the 2-point lead, but Rink Mass makes such a difference for Nebraska.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Great pass, easy three, 1,300 points and 1,000 rebounds. Pretty good guy to have on your team.
Sam Hoiberg, hard name to say apparently after all these years. Sam Hoiberg back out there in the huddle for Nebraska. Dana Altman for Oregon has to be pleased, Coach Weber, with the start his team has had against Sam Hoiberg and the Huskers.
Yeah, there's no doubt. The way they shot the ball against Ohio State, especially the second half, they really had their struggles. You know, now you're 2 for 4 to start from the field, 1 for 2 from 3, 2 for 2 from the line. Good start for them. Their focus is they got to keep this thing close. They got to make shots and make those little plays that make a difference in the game. The loose ball, the offensive rebound, those type of things will help them stay in the ball game.
One more free throw from Buchtengel. 8 points per game this season. Had the triple-double against North Dakota, and the Huskers win in the non-conference.
They honored him today before the game, gave him that ball for the triple-double.
Couple of free throws, and here comes Sam Hoiberg back into the ball game. Seemingly no worse for wear.
I know one guy that's always ready to play, and that's Sam Hoiberg. There's no doubt about it.
Hand off to Desdrick Lindsay. And now Lynn will try baseline. Biddle. Shot fake, steps left, got a good open look. And Nate Biddle, a 36% shooter from 3. Sanford will try to answer quickly on the other end, and he does.
Back and forth. We said 3 balls are going to be there, but for Oregon, they attacked the baseline. They knew that they were coming. Nebraska loads it up. Good pass by Lynn to Biddle for that open 3.
Lindsay trapped in the corner, able to get rid of it to Simpkins, who went right at Hoiberg and got the 2.
Same thing. They got to the baseline. Now, instead of the 3, they got the cutter to the hoop for that little easy bucket in the paint.
Sanford around the screen, looking for the 3. That won't go, and the rebound out of bounds off the hand of Kwame Evans, and Nebraska's going to get another opportunity on the offensive end.
Sanford can get going. What a quick release. He comes off those screens and just pops up. Got going in that second half against Indiana.
That must be a Sanford family trait. His brother Peyton had such a quick shot as well.
And they catch it. I always said catching the shot pocket. He catches it up high and just gets it up so quickly.
Well, that's tough for Rink Mass. Biddle kind of pushing him out a little bit from under the basket, and he makes it look easy. Now on this end, Oregon trying for their 5th straight make. They've hit their last 4 from the floor. Lynn will try from the corner, and there's the miss, rebounded by Lawrence.
Little bit of a quick shot. The last few possessions, they've been able to get into the paint to make the Nebraska defense react.
Marcus Lawrence, tough handoff. Simpkins all over it. Swing around into the corner. Sanford's 3 a little bit strong. Look at Sanford battle for the offensive rebound. Out it goes to Frager for 3.
A coach's nightmare. You don't get the offensive rebound, you don't block out. Actually, a good possession out hustles you, and what happens? You get a 3 ball and momentum goes their way.
Lindsay blocked off. 6 to shoot. Lynn, step in 2. And that'll quiet this crowd.
And they struggled in the possession, but a good ball movement at the end.
Oh, look at Lawrence, the blow by for 2. Jamarcus Lawrence on the move to the other end. And it's 17-14 Huskers.
Oregon's got to get back on defense. Their transition D's got to be better.
Inside Evans, pocket picked by Hoiberg, able to rip it away. At least once a game, Sam Hoiberg does something like that. Frager, that triple off, and Evans the rebound.
Sam Hoiberg is a pest. You love him as a cornhusker, but when you're on the other team, it's no fun to go against him.
Would you have called him a pest when you were coaching against him, or would it have been something a little more vigorous?
Yeah, there would be another word, a couple adjectives, but if you're coaching him, and I had guys like that, you just love it. You love he cares about the team. He's unselfish. He does all those little things.
And a turnover for Oregon. 3rd Oregon turnover of this first half. Sean Stewart will enter, the 6'9" junior for Oregon. Also Drew Carter, the 6'3" senior. And Jamari Phillips, 6'4" sophomore. As Dana Altman going deep into the bench to try to find some offensive and defensive rhythm here.
Yeah, and they've, shooting to start the game, 62%, 5 for 8. It's just those turnovers, those few bad possessions have been a little bit different, and getting back on defense.
Here's Lawrence. The weave for Nebraska. Frager the open look for 3. And the rebound for Phillips. Huskers 3 of 10 from range.
For a freshman, he is not afraid to put it up.
He is not. Shyness does not appear to be a trait of Braden Frager.
And that's part of playing for Coach Hoiberg. Really gives great confidence to guys that put shots up.
And a foul on Buchtengel. It's a crowded Biddle there, trying to force another turnover. Instead, it's a foul on Buchtengel, his first, and a timeout in Lincoln. It has been a storybook season for Nebraska, at least to this point. 16-0 start, the best start in program history. No question, that's a great way to open a story. 20 consecutive wins. It's almost like a sequel from the end of last season when they started that streak at the Crown. Number 8 in the AP poll this week, rank. That ties the highest in program history. The problem with a storybook is when you're reading it in January, you don't know how it's going to end in March. There's still 2 more months or chapters to be written about Nebraska basketball. What's the ending look like?
Yeah, and it's a long way to go. Mike DeCourcy had him as a 1 seed today. So obviously people are recognizing what they've done, but they got to continue it. And it's a long, long way. It's a long season. It is a marathon, but you got to love the start.
Oregon finding some success inside against this Nebraska defense as Jamarcus Lawrence's 3 won't go. Huskers face fewer 2-point attempts per game than 3-point attempts per game on average. They usually force teams to shoot from behind the arc more.
They've been able to get into the paint. They've attacked it. They've almost said, hey, here's how they defend. We're going to attack it this way. They've been able to get in there, again, driving baseline, now moving it, continuing to attack.
And Biddle gets a 3 at the top as a result. You said it, Coach. With the ability to get inside, it's going to open up that 3 more for Oregon.
Yeah, it brings the defense in. And we saw it the other day when we were watching when we had the Indiana game. Bring the defense in, kick it out, make that extra pass, and you get open looks.
Buchton, oh, what a feed inside. Jacobson will kick out. Frager, the open 3, and he splashes that one down.
Same formula, get it into the paint. One extra hockey assist, one extra pass, and you get the wide open shot.
And a 20-19 advantage for Nebraska. And Pryor on the floor, the 6'7" junior who transferred in from Texas this year. Under 10 on the shot clock. Phillips steps back in the corner for 3, and the rebound, Frager.
Not a great possession, kept it on one side, didn't get it into the paint.
Frager's been active early for Nebraska on both sides. Cale Jacobson with 15 to shoot, will swing it around now to Hoiberg in the corner for 3. And the rebound secured by Biddle. Drew Carter will bring it up, the former quarterback at Colorado. That's how he started his collegiate career. Went 5 for 12 for 95 yards. And an interception thrown by Carter. Lawrence on the drive inside. Count it, and the foul.
Again, Sam Hoiberg making the play. The steal, transition. You got to love it. You got to love how he plays. Lazy pass, bounce pass. You don't want to do that on the perimeter. Makes the extra pass. Jamarcus Lawrence with the nice finish and the and one.
How good was Jamarcus Lawrence on Saturday at Indiana? 27 points at Assembly Hall. Over the last 6 games, averaging 14 points per game. He's boosted his season average up to 10.5 per game.
Career high 27 points, career high threes. He had a bunch of career highs that day, so it was a special day. And that's how you beat teams on the road. When you have big games like that, Sanford did it at Illinois. He did it in this game. That's your chance to make that move and beat a top-ranked team.
23-19, Huskers on a 6-0 run over the last 67 seconds, despite the fact that Oregon's hit 7 of their last 9 shots. And Stewart, a little bobble, and that's an over and back. Another Oregon turnover. That is the 5th so far. Huskers haven't been able to take big advantage, only 3 points off turnovers.
Yeah, and actually, here it's just, again, two-hand. Catch the ball with 2 hands, and you got the over and back. But Oregon's played well on the offensive end. It's just taking care of the basketball. Those possessions have really hurt them.
Sanford with Simpkins right on top of it. Kick into the corner for Hoiberg. Here's Frager. 3 seconds to shoot. Gonna have to hurry. Hoiberg's gonna have to launch. Dumps it down. Buchton wings it up at the rim. And the rebound to Kwame Evans. Now Lynn inside, deflected away. Oregon fortunate not to lose that basketball.
Turnover. Yeah, and you got to realize you cannot make lazy passes because they are coming.
And an offensive foul on Kwame Evans. He got trapped on the baseline, and Evans with the foul.
Coming over on the post trap. Jacobson's had a great game at Indiana, doing the little things. Got him in the face.
I'm surprised they're not looking at that, Coach. Usually the contact above the head and neck, in the head and neck area, warrants a visit to the monitor, but not now.
Yeah, not this time.
Here's Hoiberg. Sanford trying to find some space. Tough pass from Mast. Not sure how he secured that. And then an offensive foul on Rink Mast. Devin Pryor taking the contact. And that's 2 on Mast. That's a big one.
That's huge for them because he's so key in so many things he does. A little bit of a soft pass, getting it in. There's no doubt, lowered the shoulder. You always get a little bit of a flop, but got to give him that call.
In it'll come to Lynn. And the Ducks down 4 will go to work.
If you're Coach Altman and you say, I'm going to start out 7 for 11 from the field and 3 for 6 from 3 after the way they shot against Ohio State, he's got to be thrilled about that. Now they got to take care of the basketball.
Jared Garcia in, tips that pass, and the ball knocked out of bounds. It's tipped out by Nebraska, 7 to shoot for Oregon. So Jared Garcia, the senior transfer from Tulsa, in with Rink Mast on the bench with 2 fouls. And they're going to review this. This is going to be a coach's challenge. Fred Hoiberg looking over his shoulder. Got the word from his coaches behind the bench and the graduate assistants. Look at this, challenge it. They think it's going to be Nebraska basketball. So a coach's challenge for Fred Hoiberg, hoping to get a possession. We'll show it to you as we go to break. You can deliberate with your friends and family. Last touch by who? Jacobson or Oregon? Take another look at this one. This is what is being challenged. We'll zoom in on it and you can see. And you're going to see that the call is going to be overturned. It's going to be Nebraska basketball. So with the coach's challenge, as you know by now, but if you don't, Nebraska retains the timeout, plus they get a second coach's challenge to utilize later in this game.
After review, Nebraska head coach wins the challenge. So he will keep his challenge and keep the timeout.
So there you go. Nebraska wins the challenge, which that means, Coach Weber, Oregon has had 17 possessions in this ballgame. 8 scoring possessions, 2 empty possessions, 7 turnovers tonight.
I mean, again, Dana Altman, they've struggled shooting the basketball, and they're 7 for 11, 3 for 6 from 3, but they haven't taken care of it. But that's Nebraska's defense. We saw that in the second half against Indiana. They turned the ball over. It's a different defense to go. You've got to learn to adjust, and you've got to take care of the basketball.
But a 39% turnover rate against that defense. It's going to be hard to win on the road, but there's a foul. Push by Jared Garcia, trying to clear some space. Not sure he needed to do that. And it's a foul.
You can see here just putting his hands on him. All he had to do was set the screen. He wasn't going over or fighting over it. 2 hands on defensive end. It's usually a foul. I haven't seen it too many times on the offensive end.
On a bounce inside to Takai Simpkins. And the 2-hand flush breaks an almost 3.5-minute scoring drought.
Credit to Coach Altman coming out of the timeout. Got the little backdoor play on the overplay. Good pass by Lynn. He's had a good, solid first half so far.
5 points. That's his first assist. Sanford inside, a wraparound to Buchtengel. That defense collapsing with 9 to shoot. Sanford again, inside, ball taken away. Evans ends up with a steal.
Not a good possession for Nebraska. Only 2 guys touched it, fighting the crowd inside.
Biddle, tough catch, but he had good position against the much smaller Hoiberg, and we're all knotted up here in Lincoln.
Really nice pass to look at that high low that their staff talked about. They know they're coming and trapping it when it's on the side, but if you do it from the middle, it's hard to trap them.
Buchtengel trying to tip that Sanford miss. He cannot, and now Oregon looking to regain the lead. They were up 19-17 just a few moments ago.
This is where you miss Rink Mast to come in and kind of get things running in the right direction.
Inside, defense collapses, no whistle with contact, and Sean Stewart denied at the rim.
Nice block by Garcia.
Sanford and a foul. Wrestling for that basketball, and Kwame Evans picks up his second personal foul.
Gotta love this. Out of the timeout, nice backdoor pass for the easy dunk inside by Lynn. And now the high-low look. Got the seal with the mismatch. Easy layup.
Waylon mentioned he was in the Chinese Basketball Association, played for the Monkey Kings in the CBA last year, averaged 21 points per game. One of the great team names of all time.
I'm not sure I want to play for the Monkey Kings.
Oh, I want their jersey, their hat, all the gear.
I think my grandkids would love that.
Who wouldn't? I assume a crown is involved somehow in the logo. You see the foot, just a little slip. And it'll be Nebraska basketball. Tough place to inbound in that corner.
I'm still trying to get Savannah banana gear for the grandkids. I don't need Monkey Kings.
And whistle. And a foul is going to be called on Takai Simpkins. That'll be his first 15th foul on Oregon.
Coach Hoiberg trying to get some different guys in, trying to get some rhythm going offensively. A few bad possessions in a row here, mask out, it changes all their dynamics.
Sanford, set, three. What a weapon for Fred Hoiberg to able to deploy at any given moment with his range.
Out of bounds play, good pin down for Sanford, good quick release.
Biddle, to his launch, he was trying to coax a whistle against Buchtengel. Buchtengel's like, I'm just standing here. Watch Sanford on this previous play to get that three.
You gotta love it. Just an easy inbound, got lost in traffic, good screen. You know, you get an assist, somebody gets an assist, but when you set a screen, the coaches know that's an assist also.
And that ball tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Nebraska, 21 to shoot. Speaking of assists, 8 Husker assists on 9 made buckets. Oregon 7 assists on 9 made buckets.
Both teams have moved the ball well. When they have good possessions, good things happen.
12 to shoot. Sanford. Here's Frager to the free throw line. Tough contested fadeaway. Buchtengel's tip, and he's able to secure it, and a foul is called on Takai Simpkins. That's his second, and Buchtengel getting this crowd fired up in Lincoln.
Gotta love the effort here. He's being boxed out by 2 guys and still gets the ball and gets the foul. You know, the ironic thing here, Oregon, the one stat of all of them that stood out is that they were a better offensive rebounding team. And right now, it's 5-0 offensive rebounds in favor of Nebraska.
And some foul trouble cropping up for Dana Altman's team in this first half. Both Evans and Simpkins with 2.
And the one thing is they do not have great depth.
And Sanford, everything but that 3 as it rolled all the way around the rim. 5 to play in the first half.
It's a key stretch for Oregon to stay in this ball game, not to let them get a run.
Lynn matched up against Buchtengel. He'll launch the 3. Contested, no problem for Wei Lin. What a half. He's had 8, played under control this entire half.
And really taking care of the ball. Good shots. He had a mismatch. I didn't know if it was going to be a mismatch, but a good little one-on-one move into the pull-up.
Frager, Buchtengel trying to feed it inside. That's a kick ball off the foot of Biddle. Let's go back to Wei Lin, this youngster from China playing well tonight.
Yeah, he's got the mismatch ISO. He's just going to, hey, I got some confidence. I'm going to put that thing up. Nice look, great start for him. 8 points, 3 out of 4, 2 for 3 from 3.
Sanford on the drive with the reverse around Biddle.
The exact same out-of-bounds play that they hit the 3. This time they chased him. He made the tight curl, got the little drive to the basket for a nice lefty basket at the hoop.
8 points for Sanford in this first half. Now Biddle, good position against Buchtengel on our 7th tie of the first half.
And Biddle's struggling a little bit running down the court. That ankle's giving him problems. Dana says it comes and goes. You got to have him in that ball game with Selstad out.
He was hurt in Vegas. He was out the next 2 games after that. He came back, had been feeling better, but you can still see it's affecting him a little bit as Sanford has that ball jarred out. Lynn on the move to the other end, and Hoiberg able to pick it free. Came right back to get it. Now numbers for the Big Red. Sanford in the corner. He'll launch the 3 and hit it. 11 for Sanford. What a shot, and a timeout in Lincoln.
Gotta love the confidence of the Huskers jumping up and making a 3 to go to break.
It is time for
31-28 Nebraska. Peyton Sanford, or Bryce Sanford rather, out there in range to get the three. He scored Nebraska's last 8 points.
You gotta love the defense creates offense. Just such confidence. That's Coach Hoiberg. You know, hey, you're going. You get that green light's on. Shoots the ball at a high clip, and the turnovers have been the difference in the game. Oregon's shot the ball unbelievable. They've done so many things well, but 8 turnovers, which has allowed Nebraska to stay in this, keep the lead here.
There's Lynn. Biddle and Buchtengel. Good battle tonight. 8 to shoot. The skip. Into the corner. Phillips drives baseline. Hoiberg took it away.
If you drive baseline, you got to be ready. Somebody's coming.
Here comes Hoiberg on the move. End to end for 2. Just the second non-assisted bucket of the night for Nebraska.
Again, the defense has been so important for Nebraska. Driving baseline, getting clutter, active hands, getting the turnover.
Phillips. That 3, an air ball, and out of bounds to Nebraska. Let's go back to Sam Hoiberg creating havoc again.
Force you baseline. They're coming. They overload everything. Active hands. Now takes advantage of it. Turnover to an easy layup on the other end.
That's 5 first-half steals for Hoiberg as Dana Altman goes back to Takai Simpkins and Kwame Evans with those 2 fouls. They're back on the floor with 2:23 to go first half. Sanford
can't let this game slip away for Oregon. It's an important last 2 minutes.
10 to shoot. Sanford against Biddle. Step back 3. Oh my! He is on fire. Bryce Sanford with 14.
Confidence, confidence, confidence. Hey, I got the big guy on. Just step a little further out and shoot a longer 3.
Largest lead of the night for Nebraska. Lynn with the spin. Hard bounce and out of bounds. Last touch by Nebraska.
Gotta love it. Got the ISO mismatch. Take a step back. Long 3. He is red hot right now.
So a kick ball on the other end. So they reset the shot clock to 20 as Oregon gets set to inbound. Oregon hasn't scored in 2 minutes and 21 seconds. Simpkins working against Lawrence. Got past him to the rim for 2.
Now that's their defense. Lawrence is taught to push him baseline. The guys had their head turned for the easy layup.
Under 90 seconds until halftime. 36-30 lead for Nebraska. Lawrence looking, patient, inside, no, rebound loose, and Buchtengel gets it in the corner for Egger. Another hustle 3 for Nebraska.
Offensive rebound leads to a kick out. It's the easiest 3. You're squared up. It's been the difference in the game. The offensive rebounds and the second chance points.
11 second chance points in the first half now for Nebraska. In the corner looking for an answer. Evans can't get the range from that left corner. And now Nebraska with a chance to put more on the board. Frager, same corner, same result. 42-30. Nebraska by 12. Our halftime show presented by State Farm is seconds away.
Big possession here for Oregon to have a little momentum. It's been the last 2 minutes have been struggles for them. If they can finish here with a basket, it will really help.
Lynn deflected and out of bounds. Last touch by Lawrence. It's going to stay Oregon basketball. 5 to shoot.
It went off his chest. I don't think he's going to review. We'll see what happens here.
You only have the 1 challenge left. They're not using it here.
It looked like it went off of them. See what happens here. Now again.
Now they're going to turn off the shot clock. I guess they're going to say possession change, but now there's going to be a conversation.
Definitely.
They're going to put 5 back on there.
Lawrence, yes. No possession. Should have been. Keep the shot clock on. It's so important this last bucket of half. You know, especially you've lost momentum. See if the Ducks can stay in this ball game.
Here's Lynn. Shot clock's not moving. So the shot clock didn't start. The game clock started. The shot clock didn't.
So if they do a clock review, it should be down to somewhere 2.5.
They may just go ahead and reset the whole thing and say 7.4, 5 seconds on the shot clock.
We're going to play
pretend
it over.
that never happened. Huskers do have 2 fouls to give, so you got to assume one of those is going to be used at least here. So they're taking 2 seconds off, and they're going to give Oregon the ball on the side. So the shot clock doesn't move. 5 seconds left in the half. 3 now on the shot clock.
Coach actually knows something. I said they would take 2 off that shot clock.
I never doubted you for a second. In it comes to Biddle. Biddle fading away. No, Hoiberg the rebound, but that's a shot clock violation. They set the shot clock horn off before the game clock had expired, so everybody kind of paused. I wonder if they're going to put a second plus back on this clock and Nebraska's going to inbound.
It should be, although Sam kept dribbling the basketball and shot it. We'll see what happens here.
I think they're going to go to the monitor to check. You can still go to the monitor to check timing issues. So they're looking for time. Kelly Pfeiffer over to tell us there should be time left. How much, we're going to find out.
Actually got a decent look. Little fadeaway. Biddle's been good all night.
But it hit the rim, so the shot clock would have reset. They're going to probably put about 2 seconds on this clock. The problem was it wouldn't have been a shot clock violation. Ball hit the rim before it got to zeros on the shot clock. And then Hoiberg got the rebound and continued to play.
After review, 1.7 on the game clock. Nebraska's ball.
So 1.7 Husker ball in a 42-30 lead.
Every day at practice. We saw it today at shoot around. You run your little quick hitters here, last game situations, last second situations. We'll see if they can execute here and get a decent shot.
So 1.7 to play in this first half. Jacobson will inbound. It's masked, heaving from the logo, and that wouldn't go. But Nebraska is not going to be unhappy with how the half ended. They close the half on a 14-2 run and take a 42-30 lead into the locker room.
Gotta love how Samford and Frager got it going. They got it going from 3. That's been the difference, and the offensive rebounds.
Our halftime show presented by State Farm. Rick Pizzo, Raphael Davis, Steve Smith coming up next after the break. A 14-2 Husker run, and the 8th-ranked team in the land leads by 12 at halftime. Nebraska ends the half on a 14-2 run, a 42-30 lead as we get set to start the second half in Lincoln. We welcome you back courtside alongside my partner Bruce Weber. I'm Kevin Kugler. Oregon had some good moments in that first half, but there was a little bit of hidden points and some hidden possessions for NU.
Yeah, Oregon shot 57% from the field, but those extra possessions, 9 turnovers, leading to 11 points off turnovers, and then 6 offensive rebounds, leading to 11 second chance points, and that's been the difference. You see the steal here, the 3, it helps to make some threes too, and Bryce Sanford got going, so did Frager. Here's the hustle play, got the rebound, the kick out, another 3. Those 19 points have been big and a difference in the game.
And 19 points on extra possessions. You see 11 second chance points, 8 points off turnovers, 6 offensive rebounds, and it's really the story of this game so far. Oregon shot it well enough to be right in this game, but all those extra possessions stack up. against the Ducks.
As I said, 57 from the field, 40 from three-point line, and yet those other possessions, those little plays have made such a big difference.
First possession of the second half, and we've got a whistle away from the ball and a foul. Underneath, it's like Jamarcus Lawrence and Sean Stewart got tangled up. It'll be the first on Lawrence.
Got a little bit of a mismatch, and they had a post up and just kind of fighting in the post and got the foul.
Here's Stewart. Lost his footing and lost the ball. Ends up with Hoiberg on the push. Hoiberg, who had 5 first-half steals, finds one of the hottest shooters in the arena, Bryce Sanford. Again from 3. He's got 17.
He gets to that spot. He runs the break, and he is ready to shoot. That ball gets up there so quick.
45-30, Nebraska. 15 to shoot. Lynn trying to make something out of this possession. High drive won't go. Rebound tipped up by Stewart. Ends up with Hoiberg.
Actually, a good shot. I think he didn't know he would be that open. He just kind of over.
Oh, how about Hoiberg to the rim for 2. He got Simpkins on his hip, and a 47-30 lead for Nebraska. Timeout, Oregon. What a start for Nebraska. A 5-0 burst out of the locker room. Up by 17 at home.
Come out of the halftime. You run an ISO. You fall down right into a 3. Sanford's been so hot. Great steal by Hoiberg. Made such a difference in the game.
And it's got to make a real difference to the mood of the Oregon Ducks. You go into the locker room, you reset, you come out, and you get blitzed for 5 quick points.
Less than 6 minutes ago, this game was tied at 28. And it's now the run has been astronomical for Nebraska. You break the spirit. You have a team that's in doubt anyway, and now you let this happen. It really takes the spirit out of them.
Here's Rink Mass, quiet with that foul trouble in the first half. Sanford from the elbow, a little bit strong. He was too close to the basket.
Too close. He's got to get up further out to make that one.
If Oregon can find a little offense here. 0 for 2 to start this second half. Here's Lynn. That 3 won't go, but a foul's called. And Rick Mass with his 3rd.
Coaches are always saying, do not foul a 3. Got to make sure he has a chance to land. Those are the plays that really get frustrating for a coach. You play good defense, but you just get a little too aggressive.
Get a better look at this, see if you can see where the foul occurs. Just didn't give him room to land.
That's the whole thing in the rule, and I think it's a great rule because you don't want injuries happening.
Frager will return for Mast. 5 points for Rink Mast. Only 1 rebound, but that foul trouble kept him out for the final 8.5 of the first half, and Nebraska built their lead without Rink Mast on the floor.
Coach Hoiberg's got to feel great about that. That's the guy. He always says, I need him in the game. But without him, they're able to make this run.
He said that all last year. I need him in the game. He couldn't play. He was injured.
He just kept saying, every time I saw him last year, he'd say, I need Rink. That's what I need. And he's right. He's pretty good. And they've continued to win with him.
47-33. Huskers by 14 at home. 7 to shoot. Sanford in the corner. Lawrence will try. And a rebound ripped down by Evans. Good defense by Oregon.
Good possession on the defensive end. One player we haven't talked much about is Lawrence. After the big game the other night, he hasn't had to do much because Frager and Sanford have been so key for them.
Yeah, only 5 for Lawrence, but the ball tipped away. Lawrence got a piece of that one, and Frager will bring it up the floor.
Again, that Oregon wanted to attack the high-low from the middle because they know they can't post trap. But, again, another turnover.
And a foul called as the 3 is off from Sanford, but an opportunity for points at the line.
Again, you gotta let somebody land. You can't invade his space. That's a no-brainer. Not only did he get in too close, but he probably fouled him with his body.
Sam Hoiberg, the most steals by a Husker at Pinnacle Bank Arena. He's 2 away from tying the program record of 8. 5 in the first half. He had 1 right away to start the second half. 6 steals for Hoiberg tonight.
It's amazing. He just has that coach's mentality. He understands their defense. He knows where he's supposed to be. And the thing I don't think people realize, he looks little, but he's pretty strong, and he's very, very quick. And with the understanding of the game, his smarts, he's able to take advantage of other teams.
Bryce Sandfort with those free throws, his 6th 20-point game of the season. The swing around to Evans for 3. That'll die on the back iron, and the rebound by Bryce Sandfort, who's taken a similar jump to what his brother Peyton did in his 3rd year at Iowa. Peyton, oh my! Frager exploding to the rim.
We were talking about the best freshman in the league, and this young man is definitely has to be up there, and he's playing at a high level right now.
Frager has been tremendous tonight. 14 for Braden Frager. Carter, the 3, off the heel. Rebound tipped out of bounds by Buchtengel. It'll be Oregon basketball. Timeout on the floor. Braden Frager lighting a fire here in Lincoln.
Gotta love the hug, the hops, just dunking on somebody.
Basketball on the Big Ten Network is brought to you by Hilton. Hilton for the stay. Nebraska hoping they're here to stay on the college basketball scene. Some of the scenes of an already remarkable season for Nebraska. Last Saturday, the win coming from 16 down at Indiana to beat the Hoosiers, and now up 52-33 on Oregon. 2 off the inbound for Takai Simpkins, and a 17-point lead in a game that was tied at 28 under the 4-minute mark in the first half.
24-7 run. Rink Mass, your guy that's, your key guy is out of the game. They just got going. It's been their defense, it's been their shooting, just a variety of things that have helped them with this big run.
That shot by Jamarcus Lawrence, seemingly every time he shot it in Bloomington on Saturday, it went in, but different players rise up on different nights for Nebraska.
I was just going to say that. I think that this is about a team. They have so many different guys that come up and make plays. You got to love it, and their defense is really good.
Foul underneath on Sandfort. It's a blocking foul, no bucket, 2 shots coming. So you saw the tip go in. That one is waved off. It's a 2-shot foul. Now the officials are going to confer. They're going to confirm with Dana Altman. He says fine. Nebraska native Dana Altman back in his home state.
Tough for him to come back. Obviously a lot of pride. His time at Creighton, great memories. I'm sure someday when he retires, he'll probably end up back here, at least part-time.
Wilbur, Nebraska native. The Czech capital of the United States of America. Wilbur, Nebraska. And Biddle misses both, and chicken is the reward for the fans in Lincoln.
You get to eat tonight.
Finally. The 3 up and off this time from Frager. He was terrific in the first half from range. 4 of 7 in that first half. Here's Simpkins. Evans inside with the drive. Muscled that one up for 2.
Evan's been a little bit quiet tonight, but he's a young man that's really improved and given him a chance. He can shoot the 3 ball. He's a good passer, good rebounder, got good length.
Yeah, McDonald's All-American coming out of Montverde Academy. Buchtengel, turn it baseline. Nice spin against Biddle.
Nice post move. They work on that every day in practice. Get the guy high, make the move, drop step for the easy layup.
First made field goal for Buchtengel. 54-37 Nebraska. Simpkins airmailed that one. And a turnover, number 12 for the Ducks.
The Cornhuskers have been red hot from the 3, but sometimes you might as well get in an easy one, get in a post, nice move inside. Nice evening for Buchtengel.
Brink Mast will return with those 3 fouls. And Buchtengel will get a breather. 14 to 4 points off turnovers. Huskers trying to add to that here.
Again, going back, they are just a good team, and guys step up, make plays, and it's different things. It's Hoiberg steals, it's rebounds, it's defense, and that's what makes them special.
Mast thought about that 3 for a long time.
He knew his show tonight was coming on the journey. He had to get one up there.
Journey coming up right after we're done here. Rick Mast, one of the 3 featured stories tonight on the Journey. Simpkins on the drive inside. And Mast able to get that rebound off the miss.
Again, it's their defense. They force you. They force you to go. And if you go, you've got to understand you've got to play off it too and make the next pass. They did that in the first half. They have not done that of late.
Sanford leading in for points number 21 and 22.
He is a good all-around player. You talked about his improvement. You gotta love it, and he has to be in the gym. You don't get better like that. Some of it's confidence, the coaching, all that, but he's been in the gym.
Came in averaging 15.5 per game on the year as the air ball from the corner rebounded by Mast. But Price Sanford in Big Ten play, 16.4 points per game. And his brother went from 10.3 points per game as a sophomore to 16 points per game as a junior. Similar jump. Hoiberg from the corner for 3. A 7-0 run and Nebraska's largest lead of the night.
And you gotta love it. Get in the paint, kick it out, bring the defense together, and got the easy open 3.
Evans, baseline drive, and the foul on Price Sanford. Second on Sanford.
Sanford does a little bit of everything for them, and he got the nice, easy layup there. He's known for his 3s. Now you get the drive in, the kick in. Now Hoiberg with the open 3. Lawrence at the assist.
Huskers with 15 assists on 21 made buckets tonight. A team that came into this game top 10 in the nation in assist to turnover ratio. They share the ball at an extremely high rate, and it's a big reason why this offense is averaging more points per game than any Husker team after 16 games since the 95-96 Danny Nee Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Again, we talked about a team. They share the basketball. They enjoy each other. They help each other. They make plays for each other.
Here's Phillips, the wraparound to Evans. That 3 dies on the right side of the iron, and a foul called on Devin Pryor. So Pryor with the personal, and it'll be Nebraska ball, 12:01 to go. To shoot. Here's Jacobson.
One thing Sanford does is move without the basketball, and they screen. They get him open. He had him for a 3, then he had a chance for a layup.
And look at Hoiberg inside with the shot clock winding down. Found the lane. He's into doubles with 11.
And the coach on the court sees the shot clock, knows he's got to get it to the hoop, makes the play.
Sixth game in doubles this year for Sam Hoiberg. Lynn with the 3. Wei Lin with 14.
Nice outing for him. 3 for 4 from 3. He's done a nice job taking care of the basketball also.
Oh, my. Bryce Sandfort, 25 tonight.
When you're cooking, you're cooking. And he knows that he's playing with a great deal of confidence. And again, teammates know we got to get him open. It's his night.
Third highest scoring game as a Husker. His best was at Illinois in the win in Champaign. He had 32 that night. That Nebraska resume is as impressive as any in the nation.
5 quad 1 wins. They have won at Illinois, at Indiana, Ohio State, first time since they've been in the Big Ten. So that is really impressive.
Timeout on the floor. How about Sandfort tonight? When you're right, you're right. And the price is definitely right tonight in Lincoln.
Gotta love it. Wide open 3. He is cooking.
There's Jackson Shellstad, who Oregon would love to have on the floor. He's yet to play in the 2026 portion of this schedule. He's been out the last 3 games. You see that right hand that is wrapped right now. He had surgery on that hand in the offseason. That kept him out at the beginning of the year, but then he injured it opposite or separate from that surgery and has been out the last 3 games. 13 all Big Ten a year ago, averaging 16 points per game this season, and boy, do they miss him. And we've got a whistle and a tie-up, possession arrow, Nebraska. But you don't have Shellstad, who is your leader. He had 16 last year against Nebraska in the meeting in Eugene, and without that, that really hampers what Dana Altman needs, not only from an offensive standpoint, but from a leadership standpoint on the floor.
Well, if you think about Nebraska last year when Rink Mass is out, it's the same thing. When your best player or one of your best players is out, really puts you in a bind. And Dana Altman's a really, really good coach. And I don't think people in Big Ten country understand how successful he's been.
Jacobson open 3, and he hits. He was draining 3s all day in the shoot-around, which is the practice before the game, prior to the game in warm-ups, and he hits his first opportunity here. 6-0 burst for Nebraska.
With Connor Essegian getting hurt, it's given him a chance. Jacobson has been really productive. Really nice night at Indiana in the second half. Help with that run that they took the big lead.
When he plays 10 minutes or more in his career, Nebraska is 24-0. It's a pretty good percentage.
I would say put him in the ballgame.
Yeah, at least 10 minutes. Mass. Oh, sips it inside. There's Jacobson for 2.
And again, that's the team play. He had the wide open shot, but somebody had a better shot. Share the basketball.
And it goes back to the frustration that we talk about with Dana Altman's team. That is missing when you don't have your floor leader out there. Nebraska has theirs in Rink Mast. They have others out there that are helping out. But there's Mast on his backside in a 25-point game, grabbing a rebound. And without Shellstad, you're missing that big piece for Oregon. Yeah. Jacobson taking over. He's got 7 in a burst.
There's no doubt that Nebraska, the little plays, getting on the floor. When your star player's diving on the floor, it makes it so easy for a coach.
So Lynn and Oregon watching this one slip away. The Huskers have hit their last 7 from the floor. Lynn trying to lob it down low, and another turnover. Coughed up by Demir. Turnover number 14 for Oregon. Sandfort's 3 will splash home again. 28 for Bryce Sandfort. And Nebraska rolling by 30 against Oregon. Here they go, up the floor once more. Sandfort. Hoiberg. Back up top. Jacobson. He'll lean in and take the 2.
Had the open 3, drove it. Nice little, you don't usually see the bankers.
9-0 run and a 15-3 spurt over the last 3:26. Oregon timeout as it slipped away from the Ducks in Lincoln.
When you got it going, you got it going. Good ball screen right out of transition. He is red hot. His improvement, not only is one of the best players in the league, he's one of the most improved players in the league. You got to love it. Nebraska is rolling.
Bryce Sanford has been the difference, not only in this game, but in several games for Nebraska this year.
Yeah, there's no doubt. He just does it in so many different ways. Obviously, threes tonight, 7 threes tonight. He's 1 away from the Nebraska record. But credit to his teammates, too. They are finding him and getting him open, whether it's a screen or a penetrating kick for a wide open three. Gotta love his improvement.
Well, in one of those situations where, as a coach, you had a prior relationship, and when he went into the transfer portal, it became a pretty natural fit.
Yeah, I asked Coach Hoiberg when we were in Bloomington earlier in the weekend, you know, how did you get him? He said, I recruited him hard out of high school. We didn't get him, and that relationship paid off now. And he said as soon as he put his name in the portal, he thought it was a done deal. He was coming to Nebraska. And what a good decision for him and for the program.
It's paid off for both. I mean, Bryce Sanford's stock has risen exponentially with his performance for Nebraska. And Nebraska certainly benefits from having Bryce Sanford out there on the floor, especially with the injury to Connor Essegian that knocked out one of their other big three-point weapons early on this season.
And they're 14 for 29 tonight.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good. More than their average, and you know, and again, it's not that they hunt threes and jack up threes. They get good threes, and especially tonight, it's been out of offense, it's been out of transition. You know, he can't say, oh, he took a bad shot. These are good shots.
Here he is again, leaning in. A three off this time. Sanford now 7 of 11. He's 1 3-point make away from tying Kerry Cohorn's Nebraska single game record for 8. Simpkins pass deflected and taken away. 15th turnover for Oregon. Quick push up the floor to Frager. Garcia, the handoff right back to Sanford. Garcia on the move. On the drive, he'll go to the line.
Little two-man game there. Handoff. Took advantage of, faked the handoff, and drove to the basket and got fouled at the hoop.
Garcia 80% at the line this year. One more for Garcia. Thursday, women's hoops excitement comes your way when the Huskers head to East Lansing to take on the red-hot Spartans. The action tips off at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Warm round of applause for Sanford as he heads to the bench. And with Garcia's first made free throw, all 8 Huskers who've played have scored tonight.
Very efficient. We talked about they are a team. Great balance. You just got to love how they're playing.
Simpkins way off on the 3. Offensive rebound for Lindsay. Just the 4th tonight for an Oregon team that thrives on the offensive glass, and a foul against Oregon. That'll be on Sean Stewart, and Nebraska will inbound.
You got to love Jacobson. Again, hustle play, all the little stuff. They know their roles. They know what they can do, and they execute it. It's so much fun to coach when guys buy into the system.
Hoiberg wraps it around to Frager. Garcia will try from deep. A little bit strong on the rebound by Evans. When you're not coaching against it, as a coach, is it pleasing to watch?
Oh, it's fun. This is great. You got to love it. I mean, it's about getting guys to buy in, understanding their roles, taking pride in their roles, executing their roles, and that's what they have. And the unselfishness. You know, it's one guy's night one night, somebody else the next night, and that makes a difference.
Here's Lawrence, whose night was Saturday in Indiana, trying to recapture some of the magic, and we've got a whistle underneath and a foul on the discard. Jacobson got knocked into the camera folks on the baseline, and Nebraska will keep the basketball. When you talk about defining roles, and Fred Hoiberg was telling us earlier today about the roles he defined coming into this year with his coaching staff as well. More of a football mentality with an offensive and defensive separation a little bit.
Yeah, there's, and I think a lot of coaches have done this. He brought it up, you know, hey, I got an offensive defensive coordinator, and you see it. Matt Painter's done it on the offensive end and really relied on his guys. But when you got a guy that's been with you and you trust, that it's such a difference, and that's what he's done.
Yeah, Nate Lenser on the defensive end, guy he's been with for a long time. He trusts, and they meet on the regular as a foul is called against Garcia, and that'll turn it back over to Oregon. They meet on the regular, but he leaves it up to Nate Lenser. He says, "You're in charge of the defense. Go and make sure it works."
Yeah,
and it has worked. Look at the number on the scoreboard.
No doubt. And Coach Hoiberg takes the offense. I've always said he's an offensive guru. Because when he's at Iowa State, they didn't worry about defense. They just outscored you. I'm just telling you. I'm being honest. But
here,
on the other
sideline.
Yes, we couldn't stop them, but we could score. But now the group he's got here, they bought into defense. The defensive system is different. You know, they're forcing baseline. They're loading up. They're coming and helping. You see the turnovers tonight. It's unique. You don't practice against it all the time. And again, if you have good roles on your staff, it really helps. And they understand, and guys aren't fighting each other. It's a difference. This is a unique group, and that's why they're special, and that's why they're undefeated right now.
There's so many unique aspects as both free throws are missed. Chicken's already won. You don't get double chicken. But they do not allow points in transition. It's almost impossible to run on this team. 5 points per game off the fast break as Frager's three bounces home, and a chance for one more at the line.
Again, you got to love the young man. He's got some confidence. He has no fear. Comes off the stagger, jumps up, shoots it. Can't invade his space. He got the and one.
27-3, Nebraska off the bench. Kendall Blue makes his first appearance of the night and his 10th appearance of the season.
And you talked about they don't give up the transition points. And usually they don't get offensive rebounds. But tonight, that was the start of the game. That was a key for them. And it was a difference at halftime. We talked about that. So normally they're getting back because they don't crash very hard. They spread you. And then when they get into half court, they are protecting that paint and making it so tough. And it's different because you don't, again, when you don't practice against this kind of defense every day, how do you do it in a 2-day prep? It's hard to get it over. Into your guys for Coach Altman to make them figure out what they can do and can't do. I thought they had a good start, good game plan. They were skipping. They were getting in the paint, attacking the closeouts. But as the game has gone on, they've really had their struggles.
Well, it was 28-28 with less than 4 minutes left in the first half. It is now 80-46.
I was a grade school math teacher. I think that's 60-18, and that's a pretty good run. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's not. I didn't want to correct the grade school math teacher. 52.
52. Yes.
To 19.
19 now. Yes. I guess that's why I was a fifth grade teacher only for 1 year.
I think you found your calling on the sideline rather than in that classroom, a different kind of classroom.
There was nothing better. I love working with kids. I love working camp. And I was actually pretty good at math.
Frager's three is good. His third career 20-point game and his first in conference play. A remarkable story. A kid who was a three-star who reclassified out of Lincoln Southwest. They redshirted him last season, toyed with the idea a couple of times of bringing him out of redshirt. They're thrilled that they didn't, and you see the growth that he had from a redshirt year to this year.
Yeah, and I'm sure Sanford being here too has really, really helped him.
Frager.
Now he has someone to go. Going against, he's going. When you talk about the best freshman, he's got to be up there.
23 points, 7 of 11 from three. Frager, yeah, he's been great. Bruce Weber and our entire Big Ten Network crew, I'm Kevin Kugler. It's a very happy night in Nebraska. Rink Mass did not have a huge game tonight. 5 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, got into some early foul trouble. And on a night against the Oregon Ducks, they didn't really need Rink Mass.
Oh, and again, that's what's so special about this team. It's somebody different every night. They have other guys step up. Obviously, I think Rink Mask has more towels at Nebraska. He can keep his hands drier, so that's why he shoots the ball a little better.
Husker towel investment has been strong. Leo Curtis is on the floor for the first time tonight. Here's Jacobson kicking it out. Justin Bolus on the floor as well. He'll lean inside. Tip won't go, and the ball trickles out to Devin Pryor. Huskers have cleared off the bench, an opportunity, a rare one in conference play, to give your starters a breather. Just a dominant second half by Nebraska tonight.
From that 2-minute mark to now, it's just been pure domination on both ends of the court.
Leo Curtis with the intercept. 44-19. Nebraska's outscored Oregon in the second half. On the run, Garcia muscles it up for 2. He's got 3 tonight.
And Oregon, after shooting so well to start the game, 57% at halftime, been shooting around 20% in the second half.
Stewart inside, count that, and a foul on Curtis. For Oregon, it doesn't get any easier, Coach. They go back home. Michigan comes calling on Saturday. Michigan State follows before they take a trip to Washington. And not an easy task for Dana Altman. No word on what Jackson Shellstad's status is going to be moving forward, but that is not a great 5-game stretch to have to enter into without one of your 2 best players.
And when you include this game, it's probably 6 straight teams that are going to play in the NCAA tournament. Yep. So it's not easy. Obviously, you don't have your players. And again, I can't say enough. He is a good coach. He's a Naismith Hall of Fame coach. He's going to be near 800 wins. He's taken them to Final Fours. And his success at Creighton, which was unbelievable. And I went against him there. I know how good a coach he is.
A couple of Valley coaches back in the day.
Yeah, we were getting multiple teams in. 2, 3, 4 teams in the tournament, which is unbelievable.
Loose ball, and it ends up in the arms of the Ducks. Down 88-51. Lindsay on the run, rejected at the rim. It'll stay with Oregon. Meanwhile, for Nebraska, they're back on the road this weekend. They take on Northwestern. And then Washington comes in here next Wednesday to take on Fred Hoiberg's team. And that trip to the barn will follow. And I think we have all seen, including tonight, how difficult Nico Medved's team has been in the barn. A chance for one more at the line. So for the Huskers, who are about to move to 17-0, which is a sentence that not many have ever thought would ever be uttered by anyone. At Northwestern, home for Washington, at Minnesota, at Michigan, home for Illinois. They've already beaten Illinois on the road. That date against Michigan is going to be hard for people not to look past the next 3 games and start thinking about that Michigan-Nebraska matchup, but you can lose any game in this league.
Yeah, there's no doubt. At Northwestern, they've led almost every team at halftime. They haven't found ways to win. Minnesota's got a good ball club. They've had some good wins. I think we talked to Coach Hoiberg at the shoot-around. Their guys got to come ready to play every day, and he knows that. He said he gets after them more when they win than when they lose. So he hasn't been getting that. And he said he gives hugs when they lose. Yeah. And I said, no hugs.
No hugs.
No hugs this year for the guys. I feel bad for them.
The hugless Huskers are about to go to 17-0.
They are mature. They have great leadership, great connectivity. It's a special team. It's a special story.
Jacobson in the corner, a 3 won't go. And under a minute to go in this one. But it has been really well in hand since that late first half run got Nebraska the double-digit lead. Blocked shot, Garcia with the swat, and then to follow it up, Devin Pryor with the 2-hand flush.
Some athleticism there. It's impressive.
Too little, too late for Oregon. Here's Garcia through traffic, a whistle and a foul with 30 seconds to play.
Going back to Nebraska, I think their team understands you got to come ready to play. If they continue to play the way they should, they should win these games. But you just don't know, and it's such a long season. We talked about them being the #1 seed right now, Mike DeCourcy's bracketology, but we'll see what happens come March. Where they end up. I hope it's a high seed, and they get a win in the NCAA tournament would be really, really nice.
Everybody knows it. It's never happened before, despite being as high as a 3 seed in the NCAA tournament. Will this be the year? Simpkins from the elbow. Can't get the roll. Garcia the rebound and a tie-up. Jump ball keeps it on this end of the floor with the possession arrow pointing Oregon's way. 90-55 Nebraska. 13.9 seconds left in this one. In the corner, that 3 will not go. Rebound Stewart. Shot tipped around. Who's going to secure it? Nebraska will secure it, and Nebraska will dribble this one out. The Huskers, with their 17th straight win to start this season. The best start in program history, and another chapter written in what's becoming a storybook season for the Big Red.
They are a special, special team. There's no doubt about it. Coach Hoiberg, their staff has done a great job. Their system, they share the basketball. They play good team defense, and they're on a special run right now.
Nebraska rolls tonight over the Oregon Ducks, who fall to 8-9 on the year. Nebraska 17-0, 6-0 in Big Ten Conference play. A 90-55 win over Oregon. That'll do it for us here in Lincoln tonight. For producer Jeff Sermon, our director Justin Helm, and our entire Big Ten Network crew. For my partner Bruce Weber, I'm Kevin Kugler.